Okay, machine learning. It's a term that's everywhere right now. But what does it actually mean? Look, it's not about science fiction or robots taking over. It's something that's already woven into your daily life, probably in ways you haven't even thought about. So let's pull back the curtain and see how it really works. And we're going to start with a really simple question. All right, I want you to think for a second. When's the last time you learned how to do something new? I mean, anything. Cooking a new dish, learning a few chords on a guitar, maybe even a video game. How did you actually get good at it? I'm willing to bet you didn't just read a textbook and suddenly become an expert, right? No way. You learned by doing it, by practicing, messing up, trying again, and slowly getting better. You learned from experience. And that idea right there, that's the secret sauce to understanding what machine learning is all about. So keep that in mind.
Okay, so let's start with a simple analogy to really get this.
Think about riding a bike. You don't sit down with a physics textbook to calculate the perfect angle of lean, right? Of course not. You just get on, you wobble, you probably fall a few times, and eventually your brain just figures it out. It's learning from all that feedback. Well, let's take a look at how machines do their version of practicing. So it really comes down to a four-step process. Step one, you gather up a ton of data, and I mean a lot of it. Step two, you basically feed all that data to the computer. Then comes step three, which is where the magic happens. The machine starts looking for patterns, finding connections that you or I would probably never see. And finally, step four, based on all those patterns it found, it starts to make decisions or even predict what might happen next.
And here's the cool part. It's not a one-shot deal. The more data the machine sees, the smarter it gets. It's just like us practicing a skill. It's constantly learning and getting more accurate. More data, more practice, better results. Simple as that.
Okay, so that's the basic idea. But this isn't just some abstract theory. Machine learning is already all around you. Let's dive into 3 examples that you almost definitely use every single day. First up, let's talk about email spam filters. You know, that unsung hero that keeps your inbox from being a total disaster. So how does it know what's junk and what's important? Well, it's been trained on millions, even billions of old emails. It learns the patterns of what spam looks like. And get this, every single time you mark a message as spam, you're actually giving it a little lesson. You're helping it get even smarter.
Okay, example number 2.
You know that weirdly awesome feeling when Spotify or YouTube recommends a song or video and it's perfect? Like it just gets you?
Well, that's not a coincidence. Yup, that's machine learning. It's paying attention to everything you watch and listen to, and just as importantly, what you skip. It finds patterns in your tastes and then says, hey, if you liked that, you're probably going to love this. And a lot of the time, it's right. And for our third and final daily example, let's talk about voice assistants. You know, Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant. Anytime you talk to your phone or a smart speaker, you are interacting directly with machine learning. How do they understand you? They've listened to a mind-boggling amount of human speech, all kinds of voices, accents, and ways of talking. They learn the patterns so they can figure out what you're saying, no matter how you say it. And just like our other examples, the more we talk to them, the better they get at understanding everyone. So, machine learning is obviously super powerful. But, and this is a big but, it's not magic. It has very real limits, so let's get clear on what it can do, and just as importantly, what it can't. Okay, so here's the deal. What it can do is amazing. It can spot patterns in huge amounts of data that we would never see. It can make predictions based on that data, and it automatically gets better at its job. But what it can't do, it can't feel emotions. It has zero common sense, and it definitely can't think for itself or understand context the way a person can. This leads us to maybe the most crucial point of this entire conversation. A machine learning model is only as smart as the data it learns from. It's a classic case of garbage in, garbage out. If you feed it good, high-quality data, you'll get good results. But if you feed it bad, incomplete, or biased data, you're going to get bad, biased, and sometimes flat-out wrong results. All right, to wrap things up, let's zoom out a bit. You hear machine learning and artificial intelligence thrown around a lot, sometimes interchangeably. So let's quickly clear up how they fit together. First up, artificial intelligence, AI. Think of AI as the big, giant umbrella. It's the whole field, the main goal of making machines smart. So where does machine learning, or ML, fit in? Well, ML is one of the most important tools under that AI umbrella. It's a specific way to achieve AI. Instead of programming a computer with a million rules, you just let it learn for itself from data. So if you remember one thing, remember this. Machine learning teaches computers to learn from examples, get better over time, and make decisions, all without someone having to write code for every single little step. That's really the core of it.
And that leaves us with a really big question to chew on. If these machines are learning from the data we give them, from all of our online behavior, our history, our biases, then what are we actually teaching them?